Lindsey Barron of the Monroe County Office of Crazy Town. I'll ask you a question you will refuse to answer. Who called you to my house from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Was it Michael Rather? Was it Kathleen Miller? Was it W. Tadeo? Was it S. Alberti? Because I'm demanding information from these public employees, from these taxpayer-subsidized extremists, and they're picking up the phone and calling you here. I'm exercising my First Amendment right as a free man, as an American, as a New Yorker, as an innocent man. The document I'm demanding from these fanatics and these extremists is the public employee payroll, and I've been demanding it for a year. A year. And they have refused to comply every single time. I was a public employee. I handled the FOIL. I look at the FOIL. It was the appropriate document. I provide the person, and it was a reporter with the payroll. I did this on Capitol Hill. I did this in Albany. That doesn't happen in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. They abridge my civil and constitutional rights with their fanaticism. I demand how much they're paid, and there's nothing from them. That is because if the people of Monroe County learn the salaries paid to the 170 employees at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Todd Baxter never wins re-election. So, now Lindsey, I'm also demanding information from John P. Lomenzo Jr. of Penfield Town Court. And I'm going to tell you why I'm demanding information from him. And I know these facts are not going to matter to you because you live in 1984. You live there in the office of Crazy Town. So, you live there with Tanya and Abigail and Catherine and Jenny. So, I'd like to ask Tanya, Abigail, Catherine, and Jenny, do you have Glenn Close, Fatal Attraction, Crazy Town hair like Lindsey Barron? How's your hair going? How's that hairdo going? Because she comes whenever she wants. I mean, it's just a disgrace. It's disgusting. As a matter of fact, Lindsey, can you do me a favor? Can you say, well, what am I supposed to do? You won't answer my calls. You change your number. I mean, I'm not going to be ignored, Dan. That is language from a fictional whack job. You, Lindsey, are a non-fictional whack job. So, now, Lindsey, I'm going to tell you a story about the descent on my life by Sheriff Baxter and Penfield Town Court Judge John P. Lomenzo Jr. And it won't matter, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because even though I'm using your name and names of other people in here, I'm really not talking to you. I'm talking to other people. So, I go to the now defunct gym, PW Fitness in Penfield. I'm at the back of the gym one day. There's about 10 people in there, and I'm doing 3 sets of 10 on the bench press. I finished the second set. I'm about to begin the third set, and Jermaine Benman walks up to me. And Jermaine Benman is easily identified at the gym because he's the gym's psychopath. And the gym psychopath, he behaves in ways that are immediately noticeable at the gym. And Jermaine Benman, he screams when he uses the weights. So, and as I'm about to lean back and do the third set of 10, I'm already on the bench press. And I never allowed the gym psychopath to tell me what to do at the gym. Benman walks up to me and he goes like that. He doesn't say anything. And the gym psychopath and Jermaine Benman wants me to get off the machine because he can't wait 30 seconds. So I don't. And I say to him, I'll be 30 seconds. I lean back and I begin the exercise. And Benman walks up to me, straddles me. He's now standing over me. And I can see the outline of his small penis in his shorts. And I begin to rise up like this to ask him what he's doing. And Benman violently punches downward, and my head snaps back, and my hand prevents me from landing on the floor. And as I subsequently tell friends and family members, I now know I can take a punch like Muhammad Ali against George Foreman and Kinshasa Zaire. And a witness watches this happen. And I was going to respond to Benman by introducing his balls to my foot, but that would make me a violent thug like him, and I don't believe in violence. So a witness calls the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and Andrew Reale arrives. And everything I'm about to tell you, I've told him. And I've also told Andrew Reale what I think about his disgusting, nauseating, criminal hack presence in Monroe County. So I go outside with Reale and Benman. And Reale tells me to wait in his vehicle. And I don't know why. I'm going to find out why real soon. Immediately. So I'm waiting in the vehicle. And I can see Reale talking to Benman. And then Reale marches Benman over to the side of the vehicle. And Jermaine Benman says to me, I want to press charges against you. I want to press charges against you. Those 7 words. As I'm sitting in the back seat of Andrew Reale's vehicle. And that, Lindsey, is how I'm charged with harassment second. This vile lie. This concoction, this sickening ticket. And I exit the vehicle. And Andrew Reale hands me this ticket. I told him he was a disgrace. So I walked home along the sidewalk on Penfield Road, and I'm looking at this ticket that says harassment second. I've never harassed anybody in my life. Every family member, every friend, every girlfriend, every acquaintance, every coworker will confirm that fact. Everyone who's ever known me knows it's not in my character to harass anyone. Liberty's the soul's right to breathe, and I believe that every soul has the right to breathe. And if you're being harassed, then you're being suffocated. And that's not me. So, harassment second. And these fanatics at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office aren't finished with me. You believe in the Fifth Amendment right to property, Lindsey? Because when I moved here to my residence from Webster in 2012 with beautiful, perfect Laura, there's no grass cutting going on alongside my residence, ever. Now, one time, for 5 years, and then suddenly these parasites from broccoli tree and lawn care are here all the time. All the time. When I say all the time, sometimes it's twice a week to cut grass. It's ludicrous. So, and they're probably gouging their client, and their client is Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah. Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah occupied the building I was once the practice of my dentist, Dr. Gloria Nichols. So, when I moved here, I had Dr. Nichols in that building that I'm pointing to over there, because that's the parking lot. Parking lot, I emphasize. And there's no building called Consumer Insights that I'm also looking at right now. And I would leave my residence when I lived here with beautiful, perfect Laura, and I'd walk through the parking lot down Penfield Road along the sidewalk, and I'd go to Wegmans. And the Wegmans is the headquarters for Sheriff Baxter, because he always has 2 of his badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes alongside the building, doing nothing. So, and you can see him right there. There he is right there. Hey, Todd, baby. Are you in that vehicle, Double Dipper, Michael Rabda? I'm going to get to you, Michael, the Double Dipper, baby. There he is right there. He's always, what are you always doing alongside this building here? Danny and Colleen Wegman aren't operating a crime family. He's a disgrace. You're always alongside that building. So, anyway. There's no grass cutting going on here. 2670 Farm Drive. And if you don't own property, you shouldn't be on it. So, one day, I take my Shih Tzu out for his walk, and I walk alongside this grass that's alongside my residence at 2670 Farm Drive. So I've been alongside that grass twice a day for 7 years, and it's impossible for me to conclude anybody owns that land, especially my dentist, Dr. Gloria Nichols, and she never once told me I own that land. And then, before she was my dentist, I'd walk alongside this land to get to the big tract of land behind my house. My wonderful little guy, adopted from Mother Pop Farm, he would go, and that would be the end of it. Well, when Dr. Nichols left and Sean are in there, one day I'm walking my wonderful little guy, the back window from the shot law firm flies open, and this overweight woman is screaming at me. I don't know what she's screaming. I don't know what her problem is. I take my wonderful little guy in, and I walk over there through the parking lot. That's going to be key, Lindsey. I'm walking through the parking lot, and I've walked through that parking lot 4,000 times. So I walk over there to find out what her problem is. And that's the language I use. I open the door. I see her, this deuce and a half, hunkered down at the desk. And psychopaths, when you confront them, they don't expect it. And I say to her, what's the problem? Why are you screaming? And she refuses to talk to me. So then I leave. All right, she doesn't want to talk to me. I leave. As I'm walking back to my residence at 26 Sanders Farm Drive, what I don't know is that Layla Kumar or Nayraj Shah or this deuce and a half already called the town of Penfield. Animal control's on their way, and animal control is going to be here with 2 Monroe County Sheriff's vehicles. So I sit down on my couch, which used to be right here. And then I hear pounding on my door, and as I now know, they don't just knock on your door, ring the doorbell at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office like a normal civil human being. They announce their presence, they're banging on that door. And I answer the door, and there they are, they want my dog. You own a dog, Lindsey? Does your boss, Corinda Crossdale, own a dog? Do you own a dog, Catherine, Jenny, Tanya, or Abigail? Catherine, Jenny, Tanya, Abigail, Lindsey? What would you think if the police just showed up and wanted your dog? Because you're supposed to love your dog. If you have a dog, I hope you love your dog, because that's the way it's supposed to be. All I'm doing is walking my dog. And here's the sheriff's office with the animal control guy, and he's got a pole in his hand, he's got a noose on it. A pole in his hand with a noose on. My wonderful little guy weighs about 13 pounds. Now, I've been to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. And I've been to the tigers. And I love that tiger cage, that tiger exhibit with the tigers. And I have seen in that tiger cage, tiger exhibit at National Zoo in Washington, D.C., the guy with the pole in his hand with a noose on it. That's not my little guy. And I don't have a tiger in here, Lindsey, baby. You got that? You got that too, Michael Radley, you double dipper, baby? I'm going to be getting to you in a minute there, Michael, the double dipper. So, there's this vicious confrontation. All I'm doing is walking my dog. They want my dog. They leave without my dog, of course. And that's what every single dog owner on planet Earth would do if whack job Todd Baxter showed up and wanted your dog. So, now, I'm walking through that parking lot every day. And what Todd Baxter what he does do, since I'm walking through the parking lot, is that he goes to a building at 2025 Penfield Road that you can see at Penfield Road, and he puts a surveillance device on the building. I'm going to say that again, Lindsey. He puts a surveillance device on the building. It's on the building. And because I use the phrase surveillance device, Lindsey, it means I'm describing a surveillance device, all right? I'm not Mike Pompeo at the Central Intelligence Agency talking about surveillance here and black ops and things like that. You got that? And now here it is right here. Right there. There's the camera. Now, you could call it a camera. I call it a surveillance device because they wanted me on it and they have me on it. And Elliot Roth of this business, Consumer Insights, told me one day, you're going to be arrested because he knows that they installed it. And then when it descended on me, I was on the video of the phone of the deputy whack job that was here. So it's a surveillance device. That's exactly what it is. Do you understand me? So I'm just going to recap here for you, Lindsey. It's a parking lot I walked through every day for 7 years, 4,000 times when Dr. Gloria Nichols was in the building. I would see Dr. Nichols and she would say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So pleasant, so nice. And my neighbors walk through it. When Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah see me, they go berserk. So Shah goes to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And I have an accusatory instrument. An accusatory instrument. Nobody's ever accused me of crime because I've never committed a crime. And this is signed by Layla Kumar Shah. And there it is right there with this coffee stain on it. That's their document that I got in the mail. This is the accusatory instrument that I received because I said nobody's ever accused me of a crime, and this is what I received in the mail. After I demanded it, they just give it to me and say, you've been accused of a crime. They don't even have the decency to tell you. So it says that the defendant, that's me, on the above date and location at approximately 1440 hours, did knowingly enter or remain unlawfully in or upon the premises of 2041 Penfield Road, Penfield, New York, by walking through the parking lot after being told through certified mail by police that he's not allowed on the property. Certified mail? They're sending me certified mail. Is that right? Well, let's see here. They're not opening their certified mail. I send to them. See that? Nayraj Shah refused. They're sending me certified mail saying it's their property. I don't have a title. I don't have anything. They sent me this pathetic document where Nayraj Shah represents Layla Kumar Shah. So in this incestuous, disgusting, pathetic household over there, Shah represents Shah. So they're telling me through certified mail that it's their property, I'm not allowed on it. And then when I demand the title, the documentation, what do you think they're doing, Lindsey Barron of Crazy Town, with your Glenn Close fatal attraction hair? They're refusing to open a document. So, and that's not the only time. That was just certified. They don't open their regular mail either. Nayraj Shah refused. Nayraj Shah refused. All right, I'll change the name. Layla Kumar Shah refused. Layla Kumar Shah refused. So, they refuse to open their mail because they don't own that land. It's that simple. So, now, Lindsey, how is your hair doing? Because I had previously told you about certain products that you can use for your Glenn Close fatal attraction crazy town here. For example, we have Garnier Fructocil. Now, right here, Lindsey, is super stiff gel. You see that? Now, this is intense structure and hold, ultra strong. You see that, Lindsey? Now, when you have hair like me, you don't really need products like this because when you have hair that falls perfectly into place, this stuff, I don't really need to go to the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters of Sheriff Baxter and get super stiff, ultra strong. Now, if this doesn't work, Lindsey, sweetheart, we also have here, here's another product. Now, this is Garnier Fructis. This is the same company, Lindsey. Now, this is a Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. You see that, Lindsey? Anti-Frizz Serum right there. Now, Lindsey, I've seen your hair. So now that this product says Anti-Frizz Serum, you, Lindsey, need to use the Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair with the Anti-Frizz Serum. Okay, Lindsey? All right, now call me, email me. You know where I live because you descend on my house with your fanaticism. So let me know if you have any questions about this product here, Anti-Frizz Serum. That's exactly for you, baby. All right? So anyway, Lindsey, here is the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot that 17.9 million New Yorkers can walk through, except me. So even though I've been through it 4,000 times. And one day, I'm sitting here like I always am. And here comes the Toothless Tractor Rider. And Sheriff Todd Baxter is going to set me up. Here he comes along his land, and you can tell me nobody owns it. You can even just look at it and see that it has no ownership, and it doesn't. Here he comes. Shouldn't be on land that you don't own. That's what I believe. They weren't here for 5 years when I lived here with beautiful, perfect Laura. She called Monroe County Office of Real Property. It's no record of them owning the land. They don't have the documentation. And then when she asked and I asked the deputy whack job at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, where's the documentation? We didn't get anything from them. So they don't own that land. Here he comes, the Toothless Tractor Rider. I go outside. I'm outside for 30 seconds. I stand on Sanders Farm Drive. What I don't know is now I'm now on a what? A what? What am I on, Lindsey? What am I on? Lindsey, put down LA Looks, all right? You can use this LA Looks later for your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here. Put this product down. You know, it says right here, Lindsey, right here in the bottom. Oh, I dropped your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here, Lindsey. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But I have other products here. Okay, all right, sweetheart. So please don't be mad at me that I dropped your product there for your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here. So anyway, here he comes, the Toothless Tractor Rider, by my house. I go outside. I know they don't own that land. I'm going to say that again, Lindsey. I know they don't own that land, and they don't own that land because they don't have the title. And I'm standing, Lindsey, right here on Sanders Farm Drive. I'm standing right there. If you drive down Penfield Road, you can see where I was standing. Right there. I'm outside for 30 seconds. I say to the guy in the tractor, they don't own that land. And I'm about to walk in, and I stop because I know he's looking at another guy, and he's looking at Steve Desmond. Steve Desmond is with Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care. This guy stops on his tractor. He's looking at Desmond because Steve Desmond is calling the Monroe County Sheriff employees at the Panorama Trail office because they know I'm coming out of my house. I come back in my house. Less than a half hour later, I look out my back window, and I see Deputy Fascist Stooge Patty Meyer fall down on her face. She trips and falls in my backyard. So I'm sitting where I am right now, and I'm looking at this public employee, this taxpayer-subsidized whack job, laying in my backyard dirt. Todd Baxter is such an incompetent that he can't even hire civil servants to stay upright on 2 feet when they're abridging my civil and constitutional rights. So just when I see this whack job fall down in my backyard dirt, there she is laying in my backyard dirt, I hear this pounding on my door. And I go to the front door. And I open it. And there are 5 other deputy whack jobs. So there's 6 of these fanatics here. 6. And the first language I ever hear from a Monroe County Sheriff employee directly to me is a lie. He says, "We just want to talk to you outside." That's a lie. So I hesitate. I walk outside. I'm on my front lawn, and these 6 whack jobs, because Deputy Fast Stooge Meyer is now on my front lawn. She recovered from her crash landing on her face on my backyard dirt. And she walks around. They surround me in my front lawn. And the sergeant takes my wrists, puts my arms behind my back, and I go to handcuffs. And I look over at my neighbor, Adam, who's outside, who's also my friend. And he's looking at these fanatics, these extremists do this to me, sitting there in his lawn chair. And as he would later tell me, I've never seen anything like that. And then I'm looking at my neighbor across the street. And she's watching this too. And she would later say, I saw the whole thing. And she's equally disgusted at this fanaticism. So this Lindsey, in the 1984 of Todd Baxter, is criminal contempt. This is a lie. Criminal contempt? And contempt of what? I'm in contempt of Todd Baxter. I go outside for 30 seconds. They don't own anything and come back in my house. So, harassment second, criminal contempt. Now, I'm going to remind you of a visit you made to my residence when you descend on my residence with your bankrupt extremism and fanaticism. I go to the library courtroom of John Lomenzo because I'm demanding documents from him. And I've been down there 5-6 times. And he doesn't want me to come anymore. And he's going to use you to get to me. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm going down there, because I'm demanding a list of his cases. And I'm demanding other information from him. Because what John Lomenzo was doing in Penfield is Daniel DeLaus III was observed on Anatel Luster on 5 Mile Line Road, handing candy out to children. He's trying to entice children with candy because Daniel DeLaus III wants to rape children in Penfield. And he's arrested by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. People do commit crimes and deserve to be arrested, incidentally. And he's brought to Penfield Town Court. And Lomenzo says that the documents, the charging documents are, quote, defective, end quote. And he releases Daniel DeLaus III back into the community in Penfield. And the third, Daniel DeLaus III, is subsequently arrested after witnesses saw him doing the same thing because he wants to rape children. What John Lomenzo doesn't do, he doesn't recuse himself from any case with Daniel DeLaus III because John P. Lomenzo Jr. knows Daniel DeLaus II. This is the guy calling you to my house. He's got a pedophile protection racket going on in his library courtroom. So, I've never met Layla Kumar Shah, and this woman is 71 years old. And John P. Lomenzo Jr. decides that he wants to humiliate me. And the way he's going to humiliate me is a device. And it's called the Order of Protection. And here it is right here. And he's ordering me. She lives right over here at 2041 Penfield Road. Stay away from Layla Shah, the homeschool business place of employment of Layla Shah. And then it goes on from there. So, I've never met this 71-year-old woman. And there's an order of protection written by John P. Lomenzo Jr. for me to stay away from this 71-year-old woman. So I go to the YMCA because I needed a new gym to go to. And I'm on the rowing machine. And who do I see in this room that has about 10 people in it? Layla Kumar Shah. And I ignore her. And she comes over to me. She doesn't ignore me. She wants to talk to me. And she stands in front of me as I'm on the rowing machine. I'm looking up like this at her. And she's bizarrely pointing at another apparatus. And I say to her, "What's my name? You know my name. What's my name?" And this frightens her, and she walks away. And then she tells the personal trainer that I shouldn't be at the YMCA. And he says to her, "I don't know what you're talking about." Because nobody knows what the hell this whack job is talking about. That's the humiliation device that John P. Lomenzo Jr., who's calling you to my house, is using upon me. And I know everything I'm telling you is not going to matter. Because I'm not trying to convince you of anything. You can't be convinced. Because you live in Crazy Town. Jermaine L. Benman attacks me at the gym. All I did is go to the gym. I tell him I got another set of 10 to do, and he can't wait. He doesn't want to wait. So this violent thug at the gym who attacks me with his fist landing on my jaw, my head snapping back. This is signed by John P. Lomenzo Jr. for me to avoid Jermaine Benman. Stay away from Jermaine L. Benman and from the homeschool business and place of employment of Jermaine L. Benman. Stay away. I'm going to read that again. Stay away from Jermaine L. Benman. Stay away from Jermaine L. Benman. I'm walking through the parking lot at Wegmans. Not the parking lot next to my house, because then I would be arrested and Todd Baxter's fanaticism would descend on me. So, I'm walking through the parking lot at Wegmans, about to go into Wegmans. Who am I walking by going through the parking lot at Wegmans? Is Jermaine L. Benman. So I violated the order of protection signed by John P. Lomenzo Jr. So, excuse me, Lindsey, can you say sometime in the office, perhaps to Catherine, Jenny, one of you, Tanya, Abigail, one of you, fellow Crazy Town co-workers there. Well, what am I supposed to do? You won't answer my calls. You change your number. I mean, I'm not going to be ignored, Dan. Just say that in the office today, because that's perfect language for you, Lindsey. So now you've been here because I'm demanding information from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And I hope the fear of God is in them every time they hear from me, because they're going to hear from me every day, relentlessly. And one of the individuals I'm demanding information about is Michael Radler. Now, Michael Radler had a 20-plus year employment as a Monroe County Sheriff's Office deputy/employee. Wherever his title was, I don't know. But he was there for 20 years. And then he retired. He's done. He's out. He's sitting on his Archie Bunker chair at home, eating donuts from Wegmans. And I've seen a picture of this guy, and he's eating too many donuts. So he's finished. And then he is rehired as a special assistant to Sheriff Baxter. And this is called double dipping. Michael Radler of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is a double dipper because he's got his retirement paycheck and he's got his new paycheck from Sheriff Baxter. Matter of fact, Lindsey, I have Michael Radler's paychecks here. I have his two paychecks. I'm going to show you his two paychecks. All right, this is right here. This is Bank of Todd Baxter. You can see it right here. Bank of Todd Baxter. See? Bank of Todd Baxter, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York. It's made out to Michael Radler. It's right here, double dipper, and then the amount, double dipper. And sometimes, Lindsey, people write a memo to themselves about the check so they can be reminded why they wrote that check. And the double dipper check for Michael Radler, written by Todd Baxter, says corruption and fraud. All right, so that's one check that Michael the double dipper gets. And then here's the second check. Because a double dipper has two checks. So here we have right here, the Bank of Todd Baxter, all right, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, Michael Radler, double dipper, all right, signed by Todd Baxter right there, all right, and here's a little memo again, corruption and fraud. So you got that, Lindsey? You understand what I'm talking about? Okay, and I've demanded information from this Michael Radler, and Michael Radler is afraid to open his mail. Oh, there's my wonderful little guy behind me. Oh, there he is. Oh, the best little guy. Can you see him there behind me? So all I'm doing is walking my dog one day. The window flies open, and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office are here to take my wonderful little guy. Isn't that right, Pup Pup? Huh? Mr. Pup Pup. I got Mr. Pup Pup, huh? He's the best little guy. If you have a dog, Lindsey, and somebody showed up at your house and wanted your dog, what would you say? What would you think? Huh? What would Corinda Crosdale think if Todd Baxter showed up with his fanatics and wanted her dog? There's not a dog owner on planet Earth that surrenders a dog, especially to extremists in a law enforcement agency like Todd Baxter's extremists. So, and by the way, when I adopted my wonderful little guy, you go to Lollipop and you just don't walk in the door and then walk out with a dog. There is an interview, and it is thorough. Now, the interview was thorough. I don't know if they did a background check. I think they did. It was 7 years ago, so my memory doesn't serve me as far as recalling a background check. But they did something beyond an interview, and Laura and I were approved, and we went to the cages to pick out a dog. And I wish we could take them all home, but we can't. And Laura and I were walking through the cages, and there he was. Please adopt me, Chris. I'll be your best friend forever. And we adopted him, and he's been with me ever since. So, Lindsey, Corinda, what would you think if Michael Radler, the Double Dipper, showed up and wanted your dog? You'd say what I say. You have to kill me to take my dog. So, anyway. Now, Lindsey, have you heard of the 14th Amendment right to equal protection of the laws? Because this is a parking lot that I've walked through 4,000 times, and I'm the only New Yorker that can no longer walk through it. My neighbors walk through this parking lot all day long. Label Kumar and Rothschild, don't call them. If I walk through that parking lot, I'll be arrested, despite the fact that I've been through there 4,000 times and when Dr. Gloria Nichols was my dentist. This is the lunatic fringe. And you know what? If the charging document says, this concoction, this lie, that I was walking through the parking lot after being told through certified mail by the police that he's not allowed on the property, and that's a lie too. Okay. That's the accusatory instrument that I had to demand. They didn't just come over to my house and give me this. I had to ask for this, demand it, I should say. When you have an accusatory instrument and you're being accused of a crime, you should have it. And I didn't find out about this until later, after my civil and constitutional rights were trampled. So, got the accusatory instrument. I'm walking through the parking lot. I've walked for 4,000 times. Took this tractor rider comes through here, and I'm standing right here. I'm not in the parking lot. 1984 here in Penfield. So, now, Lindsey, for your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair, when you get your hair just right, sometimes after about 6 to 8 hours, it can fall out of place. All right. Now, you don't want that to happen because you want to have that mega hold going on. So what you can do is, there's a product you can carry around in your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town purse. And this is it right here. This is Aquanet. You see that? Now, this says here, extra super hold. All right. Now, this stuff really works. I mean, this is like nuclear power here, this Aquanet extra super hold. Okay, Lindsey, baby? So make sure you buy this stuff, Aquanet. All right. And you can also get that at the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters of Sheriff Stooge Baxter, because he always has two of his badge-wearing, gun-carrying Barney Fife jokes alongside the building doing nothing. Excuse me, Lindsey. Another thing I'm demanding from Sheriff Stooge Baxter is he took a picture of his 13 whack jobs underwater in a pool. You see that? Now there you are. Michael Radler, are you in that picture there? Are you in there, Michael Radler, the Double Dipper? Who took this picture? Did you pay taxpayer dollars to hire a photographer to rent this pool? What are your 13 whack jobs doing underwater in a pool? Total incompetence and buffoonery. So I want to know how much they paid for that. Quote, I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. I'm trying not to laugh, even though it's a 100% truth. Quote, the cost to taxpayers for photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter to photograph 13 public employees underwater in a pool. I so hope you were in that photograph, Michael Radler. You would have had your 2 paychecks in your hand, too. So, now, Lindsey, when I use the phrase surveillance device, you know what it is? It's a surveillance device. So, on July 23rd, I sent them a FOIL. Cost of the surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter affixed to a building at 2025
Penfield Road to Monroe from Christopher Trice has to walk through the parking lot next to the building. That's only one time. And what I didn't get that day is we don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just like I've sent it to him 20 plus times. Never, we don't know what you're talking about. Because the employees going into that building, Elliot Raw, Nancy Dooley, Rebecca Kerlock, see that device. And I have a photograph of it. More than one photograph, too, that I had to take from my backyard. Because if I would set one big toe in the parking lot, Baxter and his 6 fascist stooges would descend on me. So Lindsey, the first time I demanded the public employee pay was December 11th. December 11th. This is almost 10 months ago. This is where the sheriff of Monroe County has total contempt for the law because he knows if the people of Monroe County learn what his 170 public employees take home and pay, he never wins re-election. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a domain name. I'm going to put the salary of every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office online. I'm going to create a link, and I'm going to mail that to every reporter and editor at the Democrat and Chronicle and every radio and television station in Monroe County. And the reason why I wanted it a year ago is if these people complied with the law, I could demand it again, and then I could compare the two, and then I'll know who got a raise. But I can only know who got a raise unless I get it the first time. So what I'm demanding, Lindsey Barron from Crazy Town, is public information. And what they are doing in responding to this demand for public information is calling you at Crazy Town to come to my house. What the hell are you going to talk to me about? What kind of conversation are we going to have? I'm exercising my First Amendment right. So, now Lindsey here. Now we have... Now this product is not as good as the Garnier Fructis here in the Aquanet, but it could help you out. All right, here we have a Suave Firm Control here, Firm Control. Now this is the number 4 here, all right? Firm Control, Boosting Mousse, all right? This can help you with your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here. Now this is a 24-hour hold, zero crunch. 24-hour hold. Now I'm not quite sure if that's truth in advertising, all right? You'd have to try this product to know if this is a 24-hour hold, zero crunch on your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here. Okay, Lindsey, baby? So why don't you use this product? Tell me how it works. And then when I go down to the library courthouse, and I'm going to be there again, demanding information from John P. Lomenzo Jr., then you could come to my house, and I'll give you Suave Firm Control number 4, Firm Control Boosting Mousse, zero crunch for your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair. Okay? All right. Now, Lindsey, more information I'm also demanding from Sheriff Stooge Baxter and his collection of fanatics and whack jobs is I'm going to show you this guy here. This is Ryan Fisher here. There's Ryan Fisher. All right? There's Ryan Fisher with his canine dog, Lola, Lola. All right? Now, I'd like to know if the Kinks serrate Lola, because Lola should be serrated, because that's just a beautiful dog. I tell you, I hope you have a dog and you love your dog, and your dog is just as beautiful as this dog. And you can see how, you know why I love this picture there, Lindsey, and the rest of you staffers there, Crazy Town, they're going to get this. He's got a little Monroe County Sheriff's badge there right around his neck. You see that there? Oh, that's really cute. Well, Sheriff Baxter decides that Ryan Fisher doesn't belong in Monroe County or Rochester or anywhere else in New York State, because he sent Ryan Fisher to the Super Bowl in Atlanta with Lola. I'm going to say that again. He sent Ryan Fisher to the Super Bowl in Atlanta with Lola. Well, if he sent his taxpayer-subsidized employee out of New York State, which he did, on a plane, which he did, to a hotel, which he did, in another city, which he did, with his dog, then I want to know how much that whole trip cost the taxpayers in Monroe County, New York. So, the Freedom of Information Law document. Quote, I hereby apply to inspect, obtain, and copy the following records. Quote, the cost for a trip to Atlanta, Georgia for a motel, hotel, or boarding for Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher to attend the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia with his canine dog, Lola, on February 3rd, 2019. Excuse me, I need to ask Ryan a question. If it tastes just like cherry cola, I forgot the lyrics. Damn. And I love that song too. All right, here now. What do we got here? So, surveillance now. Email to Sheriff Todd K. Baxter, June 12, 2019. And this was copied to the Double Dipper Michael Radler, Kathleen Miller, WTO, and S.R. Burry. I don't know W's first name because I don't have the payroll. I don't know S's first name because I don't have the payroll. In fact, Michael, Kathleen, W, and S, it's all public employees. Just email me your salary, okay? You know, when I was a public employee on Albany and Capitol Hill, if somebody asked me my salary, I told them. I don't care. It doesn't work that way at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Because you know you're fleecing the people of New York State, Monroe County with your obscene and disgusting salaries. That's why. So, email Sheriff Baxter, Todd K. Baxter, Sheriff, 955 Panorama Trail South, Rochester, New York, 14625. Attached to the Freedom of Information Law document with this language. Quote, the cost of a surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter and affixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor if Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, walks through the parking lot next to the building. So, you know what I didn't hear on Lindsey Barron from Crazy Town on June 12th or thereafter? We don't know what the hell you're talking about, Chris. Surveillance device. It was on the phone of his deputy whack job, and they'll lie about that. They have to lie about that. So, July 6th. Cost of surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter and fixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor if Christopher Chichester at 26 Sanders Farm Drive walks through the parking lot next to the building. So, you know what I didn't hear on July 6th or thereafter? We don't know what the hell you're talking about. Also, on that same July 6th, can you guess what I demanded from them on July 6th? 3 months ago? Can you guess, Lindsey? Put down that Aquanet and put down that Suave Boosting Mousse Zero Crunch, okay? You can do your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town Hair later, sweetheart, all right? Well, I sent them on July 6th the public employee payroll foil. Nothing. Nothing from them. So, and you know what happened on June 29th? June 29th is the fireworks at Harris Whalen Park. So, I go to the fireworks. But that day before the fireworks, I went to the parade at Penfield High School. And all day long, I see people walking through this parking lot next to my house. And I'm not one of them. Including Penfield High School students in their band uniforms. And that was terrific to see these kids in their band uniforms. They just love playing their instruments. They're really dedicated to getting it right. So I go to Penfield High School for the events. I see the band. And then when I come home, I see students again walk through the parking lot in their band uniforms. People walking through that parking lot all day because of what's going on at Penfield High School, because of the festivities that day on June 29th, Saturday, June 29th. So after the Penfield High School event, I go to the fireworks at Harris Whalen Park. Fireworks go off. It's late at night, about 10 o'clock. The event ends. 200 people are in front of me, and there's even more than at that event. It was like the whole town of Penfield was there. 200 people walking down the sidewalk, and they get here to Sanders Farm Drive, and everybody in front of me is going left into the parking lot. Every single person, because everybody lives behind me here in Penfield, all my neighbors. I kept walking down the sidewalk. Because I'm the only New Yorker that incites these repulsive, disgusting whack jobs, Layla Kumar and Nair Shah, by walking through the parking lot. So, and I emailed Todd Baxter about this. I told him about the big night coming up. And I said, how many of these people are going to be arrested? So I emailed him at 3:07 p.m. Tonight will be a big night for individuals walking on the consecrated cement of the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. That's the first sentence of that email. That's exactly right. 200 people that I saw. The number's higher. And so, after the event ended, there are people walking through that parking lot, Lindsey, sweetheart, in your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair. After I came here, I'm sitting where I am right now. And I told him this in this email. The surveillance and the title of this, the surveillance device that monitors the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot post Harris Whalen fireworks. You can read that title right there. I'm going to read that again for you. The surveillance device that monitors the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot post Harris Whalen fireworks. So, at 10:51, a man walked through the parking lot. At 10:54, a man and woman walked through the parking lot. 10:57, man and woman walked through the parking lot. 11:01, man walked through the parking lot. And it goes on from there. None of these people are arrested. But if I did, they'd descend on me with their fanaticism. This is who you're with. This is who you're with at the sheriff's office. This is who's calling you to my house. So anyway, Lindsey, at this building called Consumer Insights, where the I was dropped my pen surveillance devices are fixed, is an employee named Nancy Dooley. So I have zero tolerance for any of these people at this building, because the one day I'm walking through the parking lot for the 4,000th time, Elliot Roth, who is the president of this business, this little business, and why he calls himself a president when it's just 8 people, it always amuses me when you call yourself a president. So I don't think he has an Oval Office in there. So when he says to me as I'm walking through the parking lot, he's got this ridiculous look on his face. I mean, he looks like he just got done staring at a poster of Jodie Foster. And he says, "You're going to be arrested." And I have no idea what he's talking about. And I just kept walking by and thinking he's something wrong with him. That is because he knows that device is on that building. And he knows they're going to descend on me. So his employee, Nancy Dooley, is leaving that parking lot over there that everybody in New York State can walk through except me. And I've had dealings with these people over there because they lie. Like the first time the sheriff came to my house, I'm thinking, what's going on? Who's calling him here? And I went into that building to say, why were they here? I don't get it. Because they mentioned somebody in that building called him here. And I walked in there and Elliot Roth is there by himself. And what I don't know is that he runs that business. He's the president of the business. And then he refused to talk to me. And I didn't quite get that. He just pretended that, I'm just some guy here. Well, it turns out he knows exactly what's going on over there. So anyway, his employee, the reason why I mentioned Elliot Roth is that his employee is coming out of the parking lot one day. And I'm going to read to you, not all of it, some of this email that I sent to her. And I copied this Elliot Roth on this, along with Michael Radwood, a Double Dipper, W. Tadeo, S.R. Brody, and K. Miller. And this is the fanaticism of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Because they're coming to my house to tell me how to talk. Nancy Dooley, Consumer Insights, 2025 Penfield Road, Penfield, New York, 14526. I'll refresh your memory about your disgusting contribution to this assault on my life by Sheriff Stooge Todd Baxter, because you are at its apotheosis. I walk my wonderful little guy for the 4,000th time on the land that runs alongside my residence to reach the land behind my residence. Layla Kumar Shah and Nairaj Shah don't own the land alongside and behind my residence because these two whack jobs don't possess the required document to prove ownership. That La land document is attached. As I'm walking on this strip of land next to my house, you were backing away from your cult parking lot in your car. You stopped. I'm standing on this land with my wonderful little guy. Nothing is happening. You don't drive away. In fact, you're bizarrely staring at me and my wonderful little guy as your cult is responsible for Sheriff Stooge Baxter descending on my residence like I'm harboring Lee Harvey Oswald. I have zero patience for your fanaticism. You continue to stare at me and my dog. I'm looking at you and thinking you require long-term mental health treatment. You still don't simply do what? Drive away to reach your destination and go berserk for the night. I have zero tolerance for your surveillance state cult, and I say, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. As you drive away, you conclude this language is a war crime because less than 60 minutes later, hear a knock on my door. Knock, knock, Chris. It's the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes. I open it and I see a male and female. And I was surprised neither is wearing a black hood and carrying a sight. I let them in. I walk to the center of my living room. As I turn around, this male deputy fascist stooge is approximately 12 inches from my nose. He followed me to the center of my living room to position himself with jumping the shark, the conversation. Baxter Deputy Fascist Stooge, what did you say to the woman in the car, Chris Chichester? I said, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Just like I'll say to you, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Baxter Deputy Fascist Stooge. Don't swear at me. So, this Nancy Dooley of this Consumer Insights business has a precious little feelings hurt by my use of profanity. And fuck you, Nancy. And she gets on the phone and calls the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and they're here at my house telling me how to talk. So when I'm using language like fanatics and whack jobs and extremists, this is what a fanatic or whack job and extremist does. Now, Lindsey, in order for you, how's your Glen Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair? Because it's 2:30 now in the afternoon, and at 2:30, sometimes the hold begins to fray a little bit, and you're not going to have your Glen Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair in place just right, because you got another 3 hours of descending on the homes of innocent New Yorkers like me. So I have here L'Oreal Mega Gel. Okay, L'Oreal Mega Gel. Now this says Ultimate Control and Definition Max Hold. Okay, Lindsay? So this could be a product here that could work for you, this Mega Gel, all right? They're telling you this is Mega Gel. So if you're going to descend on an innocent New Yorker's house later today, apply this product, and this is really going to help you go berserk, okay, sweetheart? So anyway, now we have the Michael Radler foil. Now this is, the public employee that's collecting 2 paychecks that I already told you about, and I sent that foil to the sheriff's office, and I get no response. So this is a guy collecting 2 paychecks I've sent the foil to over and over. No response on the foil. He also refuses to open his mail. So here he is. He's not opening his mail. Just like Layla Kumar and Nairaj Shah, as I previously instructed. So, anyway. Here's also Michael Radler, the double dipper. I'm demanding payroll. There's his signature right there. There it is. They weren't answering my emails about their payroll. I'm sending a Freedom of Information Law document. Where's your public employee payroll? They're refusing to send to me. So, registered mail return receipt. And I email them, tell them it's coming. So we got Michael Radler, right? 1, no response. Kathleen Miller for the payroll, no response. RCS, I don't know who that is, no response. MB, no response for the payroll. MB, no response for the payroll. RCS, no response for the payroll. This is not even signed. Mary Kay, I don't know what that last name is for the payroll. Not even signed. Kelly Cardwell, no response. Kelly Cardwell again, no response for the payroll. And then we have the goater. Who is the goater at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Michael Radler, the double dipper. Kathleen Miller, SL Brody W. Tadeo. Who is the goater? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times demanding a public employee payroll. 11 times you refused. So, I go to Penfield Town Court up here in front of John Lomenzo. As an innocent man, I haven't committed any crime. I look over at the female prosecutor from the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. She says nothing. Because I'm not guilty of any crime. I've never committed a crime. The prosecutor talks in court. The prosecutor makes an argument in court. The prosecutor points at the accused and says, that guy over there. Not in Penfield Town Court. Not with the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Because I'm looking at her. I'm waiting for her to talk. Not a word, not a sound, not a syllable. Nothing. She has nothing. Because I'm an innocent man. And I told District Attorney Sam Dorley, there's no response from them. Proceeding ends in less than 5 minutes. I go in the back, and who's waiting for me is Andrew Reale. He knows he marched Jermaine Benman around to the side of that vehicle. He knows how I'm charged. He knows about this concoction. And handcuffs go on me, and they take me to Monroe County Jail, and I'm there with the murderers and the rapists and the arsonists, the wife beaters. People have been criminals their whole life. The gang members. I'd go to sleep at night. I'd be in my jail cell by myself. I'd look up, and I'd see the gang members. And they were speaking Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. And I asked my inmate next to me, what are they talking about? And he said, they're talking about the crimes they committed to get in there and the crimes they want to commit when they get out. So, what I don't know with jail is how long I'm going to be in jail. And I keep asking, how long am I going to be here? What's my sentence? And I'm not given an answer. Nobody tells me. Do I live in the United States of America? What would you think
Lindsey, if this happened to you? What would you think if this happened to someone you love? What would you think if this happened to a friend or family member? So I'm in this jail cell as an innocent man. And I have an envelope. And the upper left-hand corner says 130 Plymouth Avenue South, Rochester, New York, 14614. That's what it says here on the left side. That's the address of the Monroe County Jail. So I'm in here. And I wrote 7 words on this envelope from Monroe County Jail. And I taped this envelope with these 7 words to the wall in my jail cell. And it says, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.